everybody. It's Thursday. It's what? Yeah, Friday. March 8th, 2024. It's about 10:53 Central Standard Time. Legalities. Remember, I am a psychic, a clairvoyant, clairaudient, so everything is for entertainment purposes only. And do your own research. Form your own opinions. Can't handle what I say? Door's open. Don't let it hit you on the way out. Yeah, if you want to send me a coffee, the info's in the box. I am not monetized, so that's the best way for anybody to say thanks. If you want to reach out to me for a private reading, it's glendathegood17@gmail.com. Okay, yeah. Got to make sure you see this little gem. It's my mug and David. I'll get to that in a little bit. Okay. Last night was the snooze fest. I admit it. By about 9:15, I was asleep. I mean, we saw that JoJo arrived late. He was about a half hour late. It was supposed to start at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I think he strolled in around 8:30 Central Standard Time. And they did make a big deal about the pro-Palestine protest around the Capitol building. A lot of those people have connections to different nasty organizations. So, is Nancy Pelosi and her little band of brothers going to have all of them tossed into the pokey? Bet not, because they promote the demon, the Davos agenda. No, if you're pro-Palestine, you're fine. If you're pro-nasty Muslim organization, Al-Qaeda, ISIS, Taliban, Hamas, Hezbollah, and if you pray to the evil Allah and take direction from Tehran, oh, you're perfect. Anyone else is up shit's creek. Yeah, I saw part of what JoJo had to say. Disgusting. I mean, all he did was like toot his horn for all the bullshit all he did was lie for the first half hour. Nothing but lies. And yeah, today it's like when I was going through news feeds and stuff, I came across Mark Dice. Now, I used to think he was a pretty good dude, but when he started bashing Katie Britt, he totally dropped the ball. I mean, he called her arm candy. Well, Mark Dice, watch out. Those of us women who have been arm candy, who are currently arm candy, don't underestimate us. We're a hell of a lot smarter than you think you are. And we have a lot more guts than you ever will have. Hey, I'm the woman who went after the Teamsters Union. Yeah. My next agenda? One of them is federal magistrate Jeffrey Cummings for how he fucked things up. He was negligent. Legal malpractice. But because of the COVID crap, I was unable to follow through on his persecution. Yeah, Jeffrey Cummings used my case to get his federal magistrate position. Information that was handed off to him in September of 14, he neglected to pay attention to. Yeah, he's a fuck up. And he has been now known to federal magistrate Jeffrey Irving Cummings. If you're a white female, you get your judge changed because he'll fuck you over. You won't even get kissed. Yeah. So Mark Dice, don't poke the bear of a good-looking female, because we will only take you down. As for Katie Britt, you go, girl. I hope when Don Jr. is running, hey, Katie, You'd be a perfect VP for Don Jr. You got the looks and you got the brains. Definitely. Yeah, we all know JoJo is Barry's puppet. And last night was nothing but Barry patting himself on the back for how he's destroyed America. Member of the Muslim Brotherhood. That's their agenda. The Muslims want to take over the world. Their first target are the Jews. After that, every other Christian. Like I said in my last video, women, anyone involved in the fashion industry, start calling out these assholes. Yesterday, somebody fucked up big time. Okay, as you all know, I'm on disability. And it's ironic because the U.S. government, they raised my Social Security disability in December. But as soon as they raised that by, $40, $50, they dropped my SNAP allowance by about $30. Kind of ironic, it washes. So basically, you don't get anything. You don't get any new advantage. So yeah, I go to the one food bank that's in the area that gets the things from Mariano's, which is part of Kroger, and Trader Joe's. And these items are not expired. Yesterday, when I was in line, I was getting my basket, and some woman in an abaya walked up and walked right in front of me. I said, "Hey, listen, don't cut in line. I was next." Well, in her dialect, she referred to me as a "see you next Tuesday." I looked at her, and I'm like, I'm not taking that nonsense from anyone who refuses to assimilate into American culture. Basically, I went into a PTSD meltdown and I started calling her out. Guess what? I'm being reprimanded by the head of the food bank. Okay, food bank is in Wheaton, Illinois. It's the People's Resource Center. So, I'm totally disabled. That woman said, finish your shopping and go find someplace else. So basically, Wheaton's People Resource Center Food Bank applauds people who refuse to assimilate into American culture and discriminates against disabled adults in America. American disabled adults. And against and anti-Semitic. Yes, Wheaton, Illinois. The home of Wheaton College and the Billy Graham Center. Good little Democrats. Kicking disabled adults out of the local food bank. Big mistake. One of their little volunteers, Bill, I tried to explain. He goes, I don't care if you have PTSD. It's not, keep it out of here. I go, listen, fuckhead Bill. If it wasn't for people like me and my father, you wouldn't have the economic ability to volunteer. Yes, if it wasn't for people like my father and his brothers, Wheaton, Illinois would not be able to have a People's Resource Center or a food bank. You guys effed up. You crossed the wrong person. If I can take on the frickin' Teamsters Union, taking down your food bank and your resource center is going to be a walk in the park. I've already talked to several local politicians. I told them before I left, watch out, I'm going on social media. I film on my own software. So I own my own media. I can put it up everywhere and anywhere. I'm on disability. I am at ultra low income. You want to take me to court? State of Illinois is going to have to provide me with a public defender. So, People's Resource Center in Wheaton wants to discriminate against a Jewish disabled person in favor of a woman dressed in an abaya who refuses to assimilate into American culture? Oh, you want to keep this peaceful and friendly for everybody, then what about me? Oh, I don't fit your fucking Democrat demographic. Yeah. So what if this video is going to be rated R17? What about those kids that beat the shit out of another kid so that he was unconscious and in seizures in Wheaton Warrenville South High School? From what I've been told, it took nearly half an hour for EMS to be called. If the kid has been knocked out and having seizures, that poor kid has permanent brain damage. The two kids that kicked the shit out of him only got suspended for 2 days. Why? Because their complexion is darker than a fucking paper bag. Wheaton, Illinois thinks they're oh so wonderful? No. It's a bunch of Bible thumper hypocrites. That's what that town is. Anyone who follows Wheaton College and Billy Graham, you are all too lame. Yes. You are all to blame. And anyone. So, every disabled person in Illinois needs to stand up and call this place out. Ironic, there's lots of public sidewalks all around there. It's legal for me to stand out there with a sign saying that this place, Wheaton's People's Resource Center, discriminates against the disabled. Pure violation of the Americans with Disabilities Act. So, I'm asking every veteran who would patronize that place to help me on the sidewalks on Tuesdays and Thursdays to let people know about this place. I'm uncomfortable around people who continually dress in abayas. We all should be. They put them on young girls, yeah, because quite often people of that faith marry off children, underage females. An abaya can hold a teen pregnancy. An abaya can hide the bruises from physical assault. An abaya can hide an explosive vest. I've already been a victim of an explosion from a terrorist. Yeah. I am being safe. That's why I called that wench out. And that short, little, fat blondie with the bobbed hair, you're a stupid idiot. You don't realize that people like that hate people like you. They should install metal detectors. Otherwise, it is not a safe environment. Anytime you allow somebody dressed in the abaya style, needs to be run through a metal detector. It's offensive to me to see that. Yeah, I'm letting people know what area I live in by saying this. But you know what? I was taught proper weapons training starting at age 4. I know how to protect myself. Anyone comes after me, it's self-defense. And already, my life has been threatened by other people. I'm not afraid. Keep it up. The last woman who really went after me, ironically, she died a horrible death from sepsis because of her own alcoholic behavior. Yeah. I'm not afraid. I'm going to stand up and scream bloody murder. Because if we don't, those who are complacent most likely will end up in a boxcar in a concentration camp. Yeah, complete 80 odd years ago. Fools started the complacency. And by becoming a complacent idiot. That's how come Adolf Hitler was able to do what he did. Yeah, and the stupid Jews that still vote Democratic, you're to blame. I'm glad that my grandfather made sure that I was baptized Roman Catholic, that I was taught the truth. Yeah, okay, I inherited the BRCA gene from my Ashkenazi grandparents, but I can see both sides of the coin. He made sure we were all baptized Catholic to save our asses. Yes, and I have called out many rabbis on this. Their complacency leads to a concentration camp. Yeah. And all these little Bible thumpers that are pro-choice. No, you are pro-invasion of people's privacy. Pro-choice idiots. You're allowing the government to control health care. Every person is entitled to complete and confidential health care. Many women, for medical reasons, have to terminate pregnancies. But you are not allowing that for a woman to save her own life by terminating a pregnancy. Are you willing to care for someone who has psychological damage? Permanent psychological damage from postpartum depression? How many of you pro-choice people are willing to do that? Are you willing to adopt the child so it will not be harmed by a female in extreme postpartum depression? Yeah, I admit it. As an infant, my mother should not have had me because while I was still an infant, she tried to drown me. If it wasn't for my oldest brother, I would not be here right now. My mother should never have had children because it threw her into a psychological mess. Yeah. Postpartum, extreme postpartum where the mother may kill the child. Those women, for their own sanity and their own mental health, should not go through a pregnancy. They should be able to terminate because then they would be able to adopt and be a good mother. But the hormonal changes fuck their brains up permanently. Yeah, I was raised by a horribly narcissistic, psychologically and physically abusive mother because she went through a pregnancy and it fucked her brain permanently. So all you pro-choice Bible thumpers, if you don't like what I have to say, get the hell out. I don't need you. I don't care about the numbers. I'm not subscribed. I'm not monetized. Yeah. If you can't deal with this, get the hell out. And those of you that continue to vote Democratic, you're the people that Hitler had the right idea about. See you on Sunday.